The Boys' final season is currently underway, both concluding the story that began in 2019 and setting up a prequel set for 2027. As of The Boys Season 5, Episode 6's ending, it became clear that the latter aspect of the show's final season was more important than anyone expected. Characters like Soldier Boy, Bombsight, and Stormfront were integral to propelling The Boys into its final 2 episodes, all of whom will be lead characters in the story of Vought Rising. Vought Rising will explore the soups of 1950 amid the foundation of the titular company as a global superpower. Given that The Boys is ending and Gen V, another spin-off of the show, has been cancelled, Vought Rising is the next big thing for Prime Video. Naturally, this has led The Boys to include several elements of the show that directly set up what is to come. While the argument is valid that Vought Rising's setup has harmed The Boys Season 5, the former is part of the latter nonetheless. From subtle lines of dialogue to not-so-subtle plot points and character relationships, here is every way in which The Boys Season 5 is teasing what is to come in Vought Rising. 7. The Boys Season 5 teased Vought Rising's main characters. As alluded to, Soldier Boy has been a big part of The Boys since Season 3. In Season 5, more was revealed about him, including that the compound V in his blood is actually V1, the first strain of the drug that has only been successfully integrated with 4 other soups besides Soldier Boy. Those soups were Stormfront, a character from The Boys Season 2, and 3 others, Bombsight, introduced in The Boys Season 5, Torpedo, and Private Angel. These 5 soups have been confirmed as the lead roles of Vought Rising. With all 5 being mentioned by name in The Boys Season 5, Episode 3, and Stormfront, Soldier Boy, and Bombsight having important roles in Season 5's plot, it is clear that this is the biggest way that Vought Rising has been teased by its predecessor. 6. Vought Rising will further flesh out V1. The mention of these characters stemmed from V1's development, a key plot point of The Boys Season 5. Expectedly, V1 will be further developed in Vought Rising. The Boys would not have included it as a big plot point tied to Vought Rising's 5 leads otherwise. Moreover, the former has included lines of dialogue teasing Soldier Boy's traumatic experiences when being injected with V1. As a result, it's hard to imagine Vought Rising skipping over what has been mentioned. 5. The Boys demonstrate Soldier Boy's true feelings for Liberty. Another big plot point of The Boys Season 5 has been Soldier Boy's past relationship with Liberty, aka Stormfront. The Boys has established that the two were in love long before the events of the main show. Undoubtedly, this will be a core dynamic of Vought Rising. The spin-off will surely explore how Soldier Boy and Stormfront came to have the dynamic they did, and how that went down, given the latter's fascist views. Of course, Soldier Boy is far from a righteous person. Still, Vought Rising will likely explore how their relationship started, developed, and came to its end before the events of The Boys. For Soldier Boy and Quinn were seemingly rivals. In The Boys Season 5, Episode 4, the titular group, Soldier Boy, and Homelander took a trip to Fort Harmony. Fort Harmony is tied to Soldier Boy's backstory, as is a character named Quinn. Quinn is one of the V1 test subjects who has been spreading a hateful toxin throughout the compound. Soldier Boy eventually kills Quinn, partly due to Frenchie's manipulation of the situation, but primarily due to the hatred between the two. Whether Quinn has a direct role in Vought Rising remains to be seen, but there is clearly a rivalry-based history between him and Soldier Boy. This ties to the latter's past as one of Vaught's first major soups, setting up Vought Rising either way. 3. The Boys hinted at Soldier Boy's relationship with Frederick Vought. Similarly to how The Boys revealed Soldier Boy's love of Liberty, it has teased his hatred of Frederick Vought. Vought was the husband of Liberty during the timeline of Vought Rising, likely explaining Soldier Boy's feelings. However, there may be more to the undercurrent of anger when Soldier Boy saw a picture of Frederick in The Boys Season 5, Episode 5. If the true reasons for this will be explored anywhere, it is in Vought Rising. With the show detailing how Vought grew to be as influential as it is in The Boys, Frederick, its founder, will surely have a key role in the show. As Soldier Boy is already confirmed as a main character in the spin-offs, the hatred between the two will almost certainly be included, too. 2. Mr. Marathon's home had a lot of Vought Rising memorabilia. While less of a direct setup for Vought Rising, The Boys Season 5, Episode 5 included a lot of retro memorabilia from Vaught's various ventures. From posters featuring the main characters from the spin-off, like Private Angel, to comics dramatizing Soldier Boy's earlier superhero work, Mr. Marathon's Vought room proved to include a lot of things expected in Vought Rising. In fact, it was in this room that Soldier Boy found an image of both Liberty and Frederick Vought. 1. The Boys Season 5 introduced Bombsight. Finally, Bombsight's actual debut in The Boys Season 5 was the biggest tease for Vought Rising. The show introduced him as a soup no one has seen in years, and the only person in the world with a vial of V1. Beyond that and how it tied to The Boys Season 5 story, Bombsight's arrival hinted at many elements of his backstory that will be fleshed out in Vought Rising. For instance, The Boys Season 5, Episode 6 showcased the mutual feelings of distaste between Bombsight and Soldier Boy. Again, with the two being leads of Vought Rising, this will only be developed. Similarly, Bombsight was drawn back out into the open in The Boys due to the threat to his lover, Golden Geisha. Vought Rising is all but guaranteed to make its main characters, besides Stormfront, more sympathetic. Bombsight's relationship, teased in The Boys, will likely be a key way to do so with his character.